Hey guys, this is Rob here, back with another reaction video. I wanted to tell you guys before we get started, again, I have this other show called Casey Music Talk on my channel, and we've been doing interviews with musicians from around Kansas City, talking about dealing with club owners and helpful hints for other musicians, and just talking about being in the music business. So go check those out, and they've been pretty fun so far. So if you want to hear some insight, kind of a music podcast talking about music and stuff, check that out. So, and don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. Thank you. Today, we are going to look at the Allman Brothers Band. Now, the Allman Brothers were an absolutely awesome band in the late 60s, early 70s. And one of the first jam bands, I think. Fish and some other people came after them of putting a lot of big long jammy sections into their songs, but these guys were one of the first that really did it correctly. And this band was kind of crazy. They had an original singer in their band and guitar player, Dwayne Allman, who died and from a motorcycle accident in 1971, I believe. And so, he was like one of their main songwriters and their lead singer, and it was kind of amazing that the band even kept going at all. But Dickie Betts kind of took over the main role of singer, and this band is nuts because they have like 2 guitars, 2 keyboard players, 2 drummers, and just a monstrously awesome band, and it's kind of weird. One of the few bands that you'll ever hear with 2 trap set drummers. But the song we're going to look at today is a song called Jessica. Now, this was written after Dwayne died. This was like 1973, I believe. But this is one of my favorite songs of theirs, and just an absolutely beautiful tune. It's a little bit jammy in the middle, which I personally like. But anyway, let's get started, and you'll kind of hear what I mean. I'll be obviously stopping the video from time to time to kind of explain what's going on here. So this is a live performance of theirs at Florida University, I believe. You can see 1982. Big long intro here. So right here, these guys are going to be waiting for the drummer to give a huge fill in order to go into the kind of theme of the song. You'll hear a monstrous drum fill here. There it is. Stop. So listen to that 2 guitar parts. That's called twinning. That's what that's called, is when you have the 2 guitar parts. They're not doing exactly what's called thirds in music terms, where you're playing like somebody's playing a D and the other person's playing an F sharp. They're playing a third up, but they're playing something similar to a thirds going up, and so you have those twin guitar players, and it sounds really cool. 2 guitars. And here's the bridge. And they do a big walk up. After the twin. Then another big walk up. just an awesome theme there at the beginning. And so one funny thing about this song is that the chords in this song are not really hard at all. For a lot of the song, they're doing like a literal 2-chord riff where it's back and forth, and then they do solos over it. Even a lot of that original kind of theme is just a 2-chord riff. But what's hard about this song is they have all these little transition parts. You heard at the beginning when they did the big stop, and then they did the big walk up. 2 different ones at the end of the one at the end of the chorus, and then one at the after the first little verse-ish part. So there's a lot of little sections here. So the mapping out of the song is kind of difficult, but the song itself is the main part of the song is not really hard at all. Here you'll hear a little transitional part here where they bring it down, and then you're going to hear a big blasting piano solo. So is that 3 drummers, and then they got 1 guy on the hand drums there, 2 trap set, 1 hand drum, big fill. Beautiful piano part here. And right here, he's going to kick it over to the guitar parts, and listen to these chords that he plays right here. These are really nice. In musical terms, we have regular chords that might be called like triads, where you're doing like a 3-note chord, and then you have these other like jazzy chords that you're adding in either a 4th note or a 5th or a 6th note. So for example, in musical terms, this is nerdy music stuff, but you play like what's called the 1, 3, and the 5 of the chord, and sometimes you add the 7th, but other times you can add also the 2nd of the chord or like the 6th of the chord, and so you have this really inner voice kind of clashiness, but it still sounds really, really nice. So I don't know what these chords are, but they're either doing what's called a 2nd or a 6th, or they're adding in extra notes on these chords, and you'll hear this in a minute. So here's one of them. It's a really nice chord. There's another one. It's a really cool chord. Huge walk up. Guitar. See the crowd going nuts right there. So again, what they did was they brought the song down, sort of. They weren't blasting at the beginning. They were kind of loud, but then they built it up and then did that big walk up, and then boom, and then they blast, shredding guitar solo. Bass. And then what's going to happen right up here is he's going to cue. They have a huge part that they have mapped out beforehand, and so so the guitar player like cues the part, and then everybody catches him the second time. He'll do a little walk, I think it's a walk up or a walk down, and then the bass will catch him the second time, and then everybody does it together. Everybody. Riff. Big fall down there. And right here, listen to what happens. Chorus. So let's listen to that again. That was really cool. So listen for the bass. The bass does a da 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 da. So the bass is going up, and they're doing what's called triplets, right? Triplet, 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 and they've got triplet kind of fall down, bass is going up, and they're doing what's called they slowed down, right? They did kind of a retard there, where retardando, so they slowed down, and then right at the end, bam, 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 tempo. And then right when they kick into the chorus, they're back into tempo again. Very, very cool little spot right there. But this is another one of those transitions, right? There's a whole bunch of these little transitions that are really tricky. Walk up. Theme. And this is, again, what's so cool about composing music is that so they do a big opening, then they have this middle jam part, and they've got to figure out how to get back into the theme, right? So that big walk down triplet thing, that's the trick on composers, especially when you do big jam stuff like this, is how do you get back in? And that's what they chose. Very, very, very cool. Derek trucks, or Butch trucks, sorry. Plumber. That's Dickie Betts. The other piano organ guy is Greg Allman. Big absurd ending. So, but anyway, Allman Brothers is a fantastic band. I'm gonna do some more reaction videos to them, but they were definitely very. I mean, you can see him with the ridiculous shirt and the cowboy hat. I mean, they were a really good balance between kind of country and rock. You can tell they're definitely not necessarily country guys. I mean, they're definitely rock, progressive kind of guys, like progressive music. But they were from Florida, I believe, and Jacksonville, Florida, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they definitely have the South kind of thing going on with the country flavor, but they also are rock guys. So they had a really good, one of the best mixes I've ever seen of country and rock, and just a fantastic band. So anyway, I'll be back with some more of these, and I hope you guys like them. So, all right, see you later.